Do so. For the folks who are here today, if you are a nominee, you're going to come up. I'll announce your sponsoring senator as well as you, the Border Commission that you are being appointed to. Come forward. You'll stand behind the presenting dais right in front of us. Harrison, our photographer, will take a picture of you and with the senator. And if you have any family here that you want to come up at that point, they're welcome to do that. Sponsoring senator, when you're done, go over and see Mark over to my right and your left to sign the sponsorship letter. We'll start off today with Susan Eickhoff as a member of the Missouri State Board of Accountancy. Senator May.
Well, good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. For the record, I am Senator Carla May, representing the 4th Senatorial District. It is my pleasure today to bring Susan J. Eickhoff before the committee as an appointee to the Missouri Board of Accountancy. Susan has worked in auditing for over 25 years as a partner at KPMG, where she has represented clients such as the City of St. Louis, the District of Columbia, SSM Healthcare, the University of Missouri System, and the United Soybean Board, to name a few. Susan has led this wide array of clientele through the implementation and application of current accounting procedures, audit processes, and she has also authored guidance in response to new rules and regulations. Outside of work, Susan serves on several boards, including the Board of Winning Women in St. Louis, the Audit Committee of the Ronald McDonald Charity House, the Board of Trustees for the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, and the Advisory Board for the Southern Illinois University. This breadth of experience, coupled with her proven record of diligent service, all makes Susan a natural fit for the Missouri Board of Accountancy. I am happy to bring her before the committee today and look forward to supporting her confirmation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee.
Thank you, Senator. Let's call roll and get a quorum, and then we'll proceed with testimony.
Senator Rowden.
Here.
Laughlin. Bean. Here. Williams.
Quorum established. We are in session. Thank you, Senator, for your words. Any questions for this nominee? Senator Moon.
Ms. Eickhoff, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't really have a question I wanted to answer from today because it might take a long time, but if we could set up just a brief few minutes to talk afterward, that'd be great.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Senator Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to also, not today of course, but at some point connect and kind of hear your thoughts and vision for the commission moving forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Further questions from Ms. Eickhoff? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Next up, we will hear Judith Meyer, an independent, as a member of the Missouri Charter Public School Commission. Senator May.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. For the record, I am Senator Carla May, representing the 4th Senatorial District, and I am glad to bring Dr. Judith Meyer before the committee today as an appointee to the Missouri Charter Public School Commission. Dr. Meyer brings with her an accomplished record, including a PhD, several published books and articles in professional journals, as well as being a well-awarded researcher. Her abundant professional experience has mostly centered on education. Dr. Meyer served as the president of the St. Louis Lutheran High School Association, the vice president and dean of academic affairs at Fontbonne University, as well as teaching as a professor at the University of Connecticut, University of Massachusetts, and Mount Holyoke College. Holyoke. Yeah, I saw that.
That's all right.
In addition to these universities, Dr. Meyer has also been the board chairman for Eagle College Prep Charter School in St. Louis. With this appointment, Dr. Meyer would be the first appointment to the Charter School Commission coming from St. Louis. Her expertise, along with her close proximity to so many Missouri charter schools in St. Louis, makes Dr. Meyer an excellent appointee to the commission. I am honored to bring her before the committee today and look forward to the work she will do to ensure quality education is delivered across our state. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Dr. Meyer, for being here. Questions for this appointee? Senator Moon.
Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Good morning.
As I was reading the mission of the commission here, its part reads, actively increase the number of high-quality charter public schools in Missouri. There's been a lot of banter back
Yeah.
and forth about the charter schools. The primary question I have is about, with regard to the mission, and this kind of carries over to other areas in the state about
Okay.
foreign ownership. What are your thoughts about foreign entities actually being the owners, in a sense, of the charter schools and driving their mission?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean by foreign entities.
Well, there are some charter schools in Missouri that I'm understanding that are directed by some foreign countries. Are you
Not
aware of that?
As far as I understand, that would not be the
Okay.
case. We do have several charter schools that have a management company that helps them run
Mhm.
that organization, but those are all American-based.
So no foreign involvement, to your knowledge?
No, there's no foreign
Very good.
involvement.
Thank
And
you.
I think that would be rather difficult, to be honest.
Mhm.
The charter schools are unique to the United States.
Very good.
In terms of the kind of structure. And, you know, any charter school has to have a local board
Mhm.
of people, you know, ideally in the community that govern the school.
Good. Well, thank you for the clarification.
Sure.
Further questions for Dr. Meyer? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for your willingness to serve. Next up, we will hear John LaRocca as a member of the Missouri Wine and Grape Board, also Senator May.
Again, good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. For the record, I am Senator Carla May, representing the 4th Senatorial District. It is my pleasure to bring John LaRocca before the committee today as an appointee to the Missouri Wine and Grape Board. John has spent over 40 years in the hospitality industry, where he has been a general manager, a regional operations manager for food and beverage, a banquet server, and is currently the director for the Mid-Missouri Restaurant Association. Throughout his career, John has displayed a proven dedication to maintaining attention to detail and providing quality service to all of his patrons. In addition, in his role as coordinator for Missouri State High School Hospitality Program, John has overseen curriculum and evaluated the progress of students developing skills in management as well as the culinary arts. John's resume speaks to his knowledge and passion for hospitality, and it is my belief that these experiences have equipped him with the proper tools to serve our state well. I look forward to supporting his confirmation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you for being here today. Give us your favorite red.
I'm sorry?
Your favorite red wine.
Oh, Norton, of course.
Okay, perfect. Further questions for the nominee? Seeing none. You got off real easy. Thanks for being here today. Thank you for your willingness to serve. Next up, we will hear William. We know how to say this. Ekey. William Ekey A Democrat is a member of the Health and Educational Facilities Authority of the State of Missouri, Senator Brattin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. For the record, Senator Rick Brattin, 31st Senatorial District. Honored to present William Ekey. Just a little bit about his background. He is looking and is currently in the interim appointment of Health Education Facilities Authority. He has a bachelor's of arts at the University of Kansas. He received that in 1978. Also has his JD that he received from Washburn University in Topeka School of Law in 1981. Has a long and storied career in the financial sector, serving over 40 years as a trust officer and senior corporate trust manager. Mr. Ekey comes before this committee with a sterling reputation and exceedingly impressive resume. I believe he will make for a tremendous asset to the state during his service on this board. So it's my honor and privilege to be able to put him before you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you for being here today, Mr. Ekey. Questions for this nominee? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today. Next up, we will hear Stu Rogers, an independent as a member of the University of Central Missouri Board of Governors, also Senator Brattin. Stu Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. For the record, again, Senator Rick Brattin, 31st Senatorial District, bringing forth Stu Rogers for the UCM Board of Governors. So kind of a small world, so I had no clue, but in looking at his resume, he was a manager of American Family Insurance for years, went into the corporate world. Well, my wife actually worked with Stu, and didn't know that till actually this morning. So it's really a small world. My wife told him hello, but I know he'll do a tremendous job. He was I'll get into his background. He earned a bachelor's in science in education in 1982, a master's in social gerontology, okay, in 1985, and from 83 to 90, he served as a head coach for the Mules baseball team. So that's tremendous, with a record of 185 to 128 in 3 record. Numerous other achievements, which catapulted him into UCM Athletics Hall of Fame. So we have a Hall of Fame, person right here with us today. So I could go on and on. He's been involved with UCM for years and years and years, and been dedicated. So I'm honored to be able to have him here, and I think he'll do a tremendous job.
Fantastic. Thank you. Senator Lutemeyer.
Thank you. I'm assuming you're a UCM grad as well. Senator Brattin, when he was talking about your academic background, mentioned the graduation years, but is that where you went to college as well? And did you play baseball as a college athlete as well?
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, thank you for your willingness to serve.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach, good to see you. And
good to see you, sir.
Congratulations. I just have one question, and I'll try my best not to hold it against you, but are you a Cardinals fan or a Royals fan?
Where are you from? Are you from St. Louis?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you where I'm from.
Well, I will be honest with you. I grew up in St. Louis.
So you the
I
man.
now live on the other side of the state.
See, that's why you're a championship
When I
winner
go back
right
to
there.
St. Louis, I wear red. If I'm in Kansas City, I wear blue.
Okay, you played it smart. That's why you're championship. That's why you're a championship winner. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Have you thought about being a politician with that answer?
No, I was in sales.
Don't do it if you're thinking about it. Don't do it. Further questions, Senator.
Mr. Rogers, until we met this morning, I read your resume last night, and social gerontology I'd never heard of before, but I found it interesting when you explained. Can you just go into a little detail on that? And if you want to talk about your son and what he does, that'd be okay too.
Okay. Social gerontology. So going back, I don't even have the degree there at the university for master's anymore. But back at that point in my life, I was very sports orientated. I had the opportunity to have a graduate assistantship at Central Missouri, actually a double GA. Was looking for something because I had to go to school. A friend of mine said, you need to try this, so I was trying to get into ownership of assisted living facilities and things like that. So that's why I got that degree. It helped me out a lot because it taught me there's a whole other world out there that we have to take care of and get along with. So I've never used the degree in my career, but it taught me a lot at that time that was important. So.
Good, thank you.
And my son, I don't remember what my son.
Yeah, well, you talked about this big warehouse.
Oh,
It has
okay. So
like
my son's living in
42 football
Indianapolis.
fields.
He's 25. He's a graduate, not of a Missouri school, but a school over on the other side of that line in Kansas, Missouri. And it's got purple in its color. But so anyway, he's working and living in Indy, working for a major manufacturer in our United States. He thinks he's in charge of, they're building the biggest distribution center.
Tell us how big that's, the base floor and the second floor.
Okay,
Tell us
so
how
this
big that is.
distribution center, he's in charge of like the vendor relations for robotics and stuff. Bottom floor, 42 football fields, big. Second floor, 28 football fields, big. So he thinks he's running the operation, but he's not. But he would tell you he is. So. But he's doing a lot of vendor relations and management of that project. So. Yes, sir.
Further questions? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
And finally, today we'll hear Mike Phillips. Say that again. Oh, okay. We're going to go back to the top. My apologies. Andrew Grimm, a Democrat, is a member of the Missouri Health Facilities Review Committee. Senator O'Laughlin. Mr. Phillips, I'm sorry. We'll get you in 1 second.
Good morning. I'm Senator O'Laughlin from the 18th District. This morning I have Andrew Grimm, who was appointed to the Certificate of Need Committee. Mr. Grimm is the Chief Executive Officer of Northeast Missouri Health Council, and over the course of his career has accumulated over 22 years of experience in managing complex healthcare organizations. His work with the Missouri Health Plus program as the former chairman led 23 federally qualified health centers in the development of a statewide clinically integrated network and independent physician association. He's a former chairman of CHC Strategies. He played a key role in creating primary care networks that serve approximately 110,000 medical, dental, and behavioral health patients across 40 Missouri counties. He has demonstrated a clear commitment to community engagement. Yes, he has. He's very active in the community and driven leadership, which has led to continued success with managing federal grants, steering revenue and growth planning, and creating health data management entities that have become preferred by organizations such as NextGen Health. It's my pleasure to present to you Andy Grimm.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Grimm, good to have you with us today. Questions for this nominee? Senator.
Mr. Grimm, I have another question that I'm not going to ask you now because it will be long and drawn out, but I would like to talk to you about the Certificate of Need process and get your input. So
Sure.
if we can find time, that'd be great.
I can.
Thank you.
Further questions for Mr. Grimm? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today. And now we will hear from Mike Phillips as a member of the Missouri 911 Service Board. Senator Moon.
Good morning, committee. I'm Mike Moon. I serve the 29th Senatorial District, and I have the pleasure of introducing today Mike Phillips, who is appointed to the Missouri 911 Service Board. Mike is from Castle, Missouri. He's a fellow Rotarian. He's a family of two. I think his son is 13, daughter 11. He's got to make it home tonight, I think, to do some coaching with his daughter's team, basketball team. And he's had a lot of experience in the 911 work. You've been in it since, I don't remember how many years, but he'll tell you perhaps in a minute if you ask him a question about it. He has been involved in a lot of community activities. One is a program through the Rotary that if one of the members might be inclined to ask him about the work they do with a program called Don't Meth With Us. That's not a, it's a tongue twister, but yeah. But that's an interesting program I hope you'll want to learn more about. He served as the president and was reelected for another term with the 911 Directors Association. He's a councilman, alderman in Cassville. He's currently serving as the executive director of the Berry County Emergency Services Board, and that's a lot of work. He does this full time, and so I hope that he will do well in that service, and so I present to you today Mike Phillips.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Phillips, why don't you tell us about Senator Moon's Lisp or the program, Don't Meth With Us?
So it's a program called Don't Meth With Us, and it talks about the ill effect of methamphetamine use, particularly in southwest Missouri, like other places in the state. That is a drug that's kind of wreaks havoc from time to time. So Rotary presents this program to all of the school districts in Berry County, and we describe it as a shock and awe campaign, where you're presenting information to 5th grade students, and they show pictures of teeth and the ill effects of methamphetamine usage. And as you can imagine, when you have 200, 300 kids in a classroom, and they're seeing these pictures of the ill effects of meth use and missing teeth and so forth, it creates a shock and that awe, and that's what we're going for. The ultimate goal here is to be able to reduce that type of accessibility, as well as just education to the kids where they don't even want to participate in that. So been chairman of that, so I appreciate the question for the last 10 years. Proud of the program. I think we're making some success there and doing good things. So.
Great, thank you. Further questions from Mr. Phillips? Mr. Mosley.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well.
In my district, there was a tree that fell on a home that pinned down a child, and when her mom tried to call 911, and for some reason, she lived in Jennings, but it directed her to St. Louis City 911, and therefore it never got to the correct police department or anyone to get to her son in time to save him. So has that been addressed, and has it been fixed, the issue been fixed with that?
I'm not familiar with that direct scenario that you just described, this unfortunate event. I can tell you that 911 services, the ultimate goal is to be able to send the correct help in the fastest way possible. When you have multiple different PSAPs or 911 centers in a general location, that routing that can take place can be complicated. There are things that we are doing throughout the state, and recently legislation was passed 2 or 3 years ago that provides some funding dollars to be able to help with improvements of 911. And we're currently working on improving to a next gen. That's probably a buzzword you may hear from time to time. Next generation 911, where that transfer between multiple PSAPs will be expedited faster. Just the reality is it's expensive, and there's a lot of technology that needs to happen for that to take place.
So you all are aware of the issue and are working on
Yes, I would say yes. I'm not aware of your direct issue that you're inquiring about, but I can tell you that in my county, that transfers are something that happens on a regular basis. When you have a cell phone caller that may be on a county line, and maybe that call needs to be routed to your neighboring county, that is a common practice in our 911 world and industry of transferring calls, and we're always trying to improve that to make that faster.
Okay.
Further questions? Seeing none. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for your willingness to serve. I would make a motion that we move into executive session. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. We are in executive session. I would move that we vote, that we roll this list of nominees into a slate for presentation on the Senate floor. Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. I would now move that we do pass this slate to the Senate floor. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Chris, call the roll.
Senators Brattin.
Aye.
Laughlin voting.
By a vote of 9-0, you have voted the slate do pass. I make a motion to move out of executive session and adjourn. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. We're adjourned.